Hello YouTube, Aaron here with some updates to my stuff. So come over here. I can't remember what the link is. Oh, if we go to YouTube, we can find the link. I've had to basically fix my Redux because the files were basically not uploaded. I'm going to turn the volume off. I'm pretty sure I can do that here. Mute the tab. So yeah, I had to re-upload my Redux because there was an issue where the files hadn't been updated, and my system was kind of messy, so I basically missed out the update.rpf, I believe the file is. It's all been updated now, and I've made a new release. Everything works perfectly fine. It's more stable. We've got the mansions added to the Redux. I also want to talk about some of the Windows things that I've made. So I'm going to be booting up a virtual machine of Windows. I have to basically change the code because this code itself is this clone is basically going to ask me for a new passcode. I'm sure it does that every time. Yeah, so I need to set up a new PIN. It's quite problematic. So on the Windows side, of course, I made the Claude backup just the other day, and that still works perfectly fine. I want to update that over time. I've been trying to make that into a C++ application. I've also tried to make that into WinUI 3. It's just been a bugger. ChatGPT only works a certain amount of time, and DeepSeek can only give you so much. I needed to reinstall it all on a fresh system. I really ain't got enough space on here, I don't think. I've only got like 30 GB left. We're not going to use that method. I'm going to use my other method. I've got many emails. Who doesn't have 101 emails these days? Get this new pin sorted. So obviously I reinstalled my whole Windows system just last night. It took me about 5.5 hours. I then backed it up into an ISO that I could install at a later date for personal use, and yeah, it went perfectly fine. Everything seems to be working fine. It did take a little bit of a shorter time than it did in a virtual machine, and the ISO itself, after everything that I normally install, turned out to be something like 16 GB, which is still able to put it on USB and boot it. You can even use Ventoy, but I don't really like Ventoy as a whole on the Linux side, because files do tend to get corrupt when copying over. But yeah, I wanted to make various other tools around the Windows side of things, because I obviously use Windows and Linux. So I have recently made something called it's called Defender Remover, if I can get this to load. I won't be playing any songs in today's videos, just a short one showing the things, how they work, and yeah, so we've got something called WinDefender, which is what I'm going to show first, because I've actually got two. I actually set up my system in a way to debloat it in a way that I believe is suitable for me. And in one of my videos, I'm pretty sure it was the last one, I said if you know what you're downloading, you don't need an antivirus. And well, I go by that saying, and I actually remove Windows Defender, also remove Edge. I changed some of the settings in the background as well to smooth things up. But basically, essentially, I used to use something called it's called Decontrol, and that would basically stop Windows Defender from working. But then I thought, well, Windows Defender is kind of still running in the background in a way, because I've noticed that some of the files were still running in the task manager. So I wanted to come up with a way, or I knew a way to basically remove the Windows files from the local disk drive. So I basically made a tool that essentially does that. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, my system's running perfectly fine. Of course, I don't go out my way and download from sites that I don't know. I've been doing this for many years, so therefore I'm very confident in what I do. I've set up my system for Windows probably well over 100 times now. I'm not the smartest of people. I just do what I believe is best, just like anyone else. And well, this is entirely up to you whether you use this or not. If you've got a bad idea of it or opinion, then fair enough, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But for me, this is perfect because I actually don't agree with having Windows and any sort of antivirus on my Windows system, simply down to the fact that it's just extra bloat. So I'm going to be showing how to basically use this tool. You're going to want to remove your antivirus settings. So you come here and we turn all of the different antivirus settings off. So the real-time protection, we turn it off, and this is because the file that gets downloaded, it detects it as a virus, when really it's just a VBS file that's given by Decontrol. So my application itself doesn't actually pop up as a threat. It's mainly just Decontrol, which I've been using for many years as well, and I've had no issues using it. So we extract everything and get a new folder in a folder, which is quite annoying, but sometimes it doesn't do it, sometimes it does it. We're going to want to run Decontrol. In fact, if we go to the guide, it actually tells you. If you're using the Windows update blocker, which I actually provide as well, then this is more convenient because you won't be updating Windows and installing new Defender updates. I do believe that updating all the time is not needed. If you can stick to a certain point in time that works perfectly at the time you updated it to, then what is the point of updating any further? You might want newer features, fair enough, and you can install them at a later time if you feel like it, which is why I've added the option in the update blocker to basically put everything back to how it was before you locked your updates. Yeah, and if you get any issues, then you can of course reinstall your Windows system from a backup that you created when it was running fine, which is why I've of course made a Windows backup tool, so you can create your own ISOs. So going back to the Defender remover, basically what you're going to want to do is disable your antivirus protection. Then you're going to want to launch Decontrol as administrator. It will automatically do it when you double click onto it. And then just disable Windows Defender, and that essentially just closes all the processes for Windows Defender in the background. And this is essential for removing the files with MyTool. So now that this is basically turned off, we can then run MyTool after checking that the files do exist. So the files do exist in the programs x64, Windows Defender there. As you can see, this folder exists. If we then go to Windows, I believe there's a Defender file in here, might be wrong. There's a very few places that Windows puts this. So we've got Windows Defender here, and I'm pretty sure there was so we've got two places here, Windows Defender threat protection, Windows Defenders here, and we've also got one just here. So these files get deleted with my tool, which I will just show in a second. So now Defender is, Dcontrol has basically stopped all of the processes. We will run my tool as administrator and simply just remove Defender. This is pretty simple. Essentially it just clears everything, and as you can see, all of the files for Windows Defender have been removed from the locations I just showed, and we are not we no longer need to use Windows Defender Dcontrol, should I say, if you're not updating those. If you're updating, you're going to need to use this at a later date to then block the updates again, or actually it might install this. Do believe this installs Defender control somewhere. If you add it to the exclusions list using this here, so it will essentially install it to the system if you add it to the exclusions list, and then that will run at all times. But if you're not updating your system, you wouldn't need to use Dcontrol, and you wouldn't need to use my tool again to then delete the folders again. That being said, that's the tutorial of that tool finished, and I want to now move on to my latest tool, which I built today, and it has been very problematic, but basically it works and it's kind of what I need. So a lot of this is for my own purposes as others. I'm not suggesting that you do everything that I do, but yeah, this is called the Win Setup, and I need to get a photo of this, so I'm going to get a photo, and well, I'm going to take a screenshot of it, should I say. This will take about 10 seconds to load, just being that it's checking if any of the applications are installed, so please bear with the application itself. I'm going to get a photo of it. But basically this is kind of like a tool that can be used to install various different applications from the Microsoft Store and also from the internet, and there is a custom couple of scripts that can be used for various things on the system that you might find handy. So one of them for me is to enable something called ultimate performance settings. Like I said, this is going to take a minute to load, and that's simply just because it's trying to look for the files in the background. There's no point at opening it back up again. I will update the GitHub for this with a nice readme and some information. There isn't really a guide on how to use this. It's pretty straightforward. All you've got to do is click a button and it's going to do what you ask it to do. I may just try and open this again, see what it does. It was working on my main machine just here, sorry, I don't know why I'm looking that way, a minute ago. So we've got a log, but essentially tells you what has been going on in the background. Like I said, I was trying to make a C++ application, so I've been using a virtual machine to do lots of tests and things. Sorry for the wait, people, it's just running a bit slow in a virtual machine apparently. This is my gaming handheld that I'm actually testing this stuff of in a virtual machine. I don't know if anything else is running in the background that could slow it down, but kind of need a photo. And obviously to show the tool in process, like I just had in the virtual machine, funny enough, that I deleted before all of this, and I just basically cloned a clone. So this is just being a bit problematic. to load. We don't really need the browser open. Copilot's running in the background, nice. Windows Store's running, but we've not even got it open, nice. Alright, 70 megabytes isn't too bad, but it's like, they all add up, and you're not using them. WinRAR, fair enough. Windows setup tool. It's just not looking too good, is it? So it's obviously taking a minute to load. Okay, it normally takes about 10 seconds. For some reason it's taking a bit longer just to process what's being installed. What's been installed, should I say. I'm not actually doing much in the background for this virtual machine to be taking long, apart from obviously recording. Any time today would be nice. Of course, this tool is basically beta, so there is room for improvement. I am learning just learning the PowerShell side of things. This is fairly new language to me. I mean, it seems to be working fine, to be fair. It's quite a easy language to understand and edit. From just reading this script itself and how it's coded. Making minor human adjustments, because I don't really know how to code. It doesn't seem that hard, but then, you know, to actually code the whole thing, it's a different story. I wouldn't know where to start. If I restart the system, maybe we'll get some hope. It's taking a minute to shut down as well. Something's definitely processing in the background. Well, you got time for this, I just wanted it to be quick, to be fair. If there's anything that you could suggest towards these tools to make them better, or any tool that you think I should make, then feel free to put a suggestion across, because I've pretty much got all the time in the world to be building tools, and if I find what you suggest as something feasible in terms of like usable for myself and others, then why not? I wouldn't put a price on it. I like that. All these tools are free. I have closed sourced the Defender Remover, but simply because to even understand how to do it the first time was a joke. It was a laugh and stuck. It took me a minute to build the whole thing as well. Just today, or yesterday, should I say. The Win setup is actually open source, so you can get the code online. If you've got anything that you want to share towards it, then feel free. For some reason it's taking ages to load. So we've got an exe release and we've got the code. If any of you want to go through the code and understand exactly how this works, feel free. Pretty straightforward. You basically just download some applications online or through the store, and there's various few things that I would normally set up, like Hyper-V, hidden files, and then this ultimate performance mode, which is what I'm trying to activate just now if the application would load. I'm looking at other things to add into it, and obviously I've got my backup tool that I want to turn into C++ and compile. Yeah. So I actually don't know why this isn't working as it was earlier. To me it just looks like that's a capital. Maybe it was. Essentially you just need a command to turn it into an exe again. I could even code it right now on the camera, I guess. Show you basically what I do. PowerShell GUI app builder. It's not an app builder, it's an installer. What's the difference? Fix PowerShell from there should be a command to compile it. And this is, I really want to go into here and just delete everything that I've got. At some point I'm going to be doing that, so I've just got complete fresh code, because a lot of this doesn't get used anymore, and there's hundreds of flipping 5 years worth of crap in it, like from when I was on Arch, when I was on Debian. Yeah, the list goes down and down and down and down. It'd be a flipping gold mine's fucking mine in here. Like, you'd find a nugget in every corner. Oh, what is this doing? Oh my days. I'm coding so much now I don't even know where the flipping command is to essentially compile it into an exe, and obviously this isn't loading nothing. Well, it did load something. Well, there's no point just continuously trying to open something that's going to take freaking ages. So the bot just basically told me it wasn't willing to do anything that I wanted it to do earlier today. It did give me a command that I had saved. Oh, is it? Yeah, there you go. So essentially there should be another command. If we throw this command at it and give it will it work if I just compile it again? Or we can tell it that it's taking so I've got like a little mini backup of things that I've built on here. I do need to go through this drive and delete loads of stuff because at some point, because this is linked to my phone contract, within the next 2 years this is gonna disappear. So yeah, and my website, I don't know how long of a contract I've got, that normally used to cost £1 but it's gone up to £10 now, so yeah, that's looking good. Stuff. I don't think I've got the settings. So we can do it without the icon, I guess. So this is how I've been compiling my PowerShell scripts. PowerShell's over. You essentially have to install the tool to do this, but I've already done that, so because that tool's already open, that ain't gonna work. It's hanging, which is no good. Package management tool. So that's written to the downloads. We Probably not going to get nothing from that again. Oh, we don't know. No. Back in the day when DeepSeek first started, I wouldn't be able to do this, but no, it's not too bad. I guess I've got unlimited tokens because it seems to just work all day long. I've been using DeepSeek for many years, since 2024. Pretty much 12 hours at a time, if not longer. Just never let me down. 2,000 lines of code at times, certain times I've had, depending on what you're making. I've got no hope. So we actually do need to get the settings icon hard. 3 icons. This is what I normally do. Come here. It does say that you need to specify the guy that's created it, but oh well. Oh well. You can't copyright flipping icon photo now. Settings, that's what I typed in. And I had like was this even a site? Something like that. There's a few to choose from. That one as well. That one looks pretty decent. So look, so it says premium or attribute. You want an attribute here is the attribute is in the videos, you know. And then we go to here, we type in PNG to icon. You get more of a flipping. Come back. This is pretty long. Once that's coded, we've got that icon, we'll upload the icon. So yeah, the date on the code was basically updated to today's date because yeah, I recoded it, but it was initially coded yesterday. So, yeah, it is a bit backwards. It doesn't really matter. I'm not professional. Any updates will of course have the right date moving forward. Coding can be a nightmare. Especially if you just try and do things in a rush. set up. Couple with that name as well, isn't it? Oh well. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. I'm going to re-upload it another date. Rename it or something like that. That should be done. Well, I didn't know it was the Winget list that was doing it. Of course, we'll have to close that. We'll recompile it. So we'll ask it to add this icon. It's not called that. I hate this one sometimes. CMake? I didn't use CMake. Okay, oh well. CMake. Okay, I don't know where that one comes from. Let's try again. Okay. So this is kind of what it looks like. Of course I've got Opera GX, so I need it to show that opens, but it doesn't tell you what's installed anymore, which is no good to me, because I need to know what's installed. Currently we've got Opera GX. I don't know if it's removed some of my stuff that now used to say, okay, yeah. The form will open instantly and then quickly update with installed status. Did I say installed? Yeah, I did. I need it to actually work. Yeah, but it doesn't work. But. Whoa. I need. It's a bottleneck. So what's running in the background and slowing it down? It's a Windows Package Manager client. Windows 64, Edge, Teams, Store. 10 years later. I basically wanted this built so I could show it, and it doesn't want to be nice, and now we're just juicing minding it. Four in the morning. Any chance of today? You shouldn't take this long. Don't need to take this long. Oh, it looks like GitHub's gone down, and it's now showing me flipping unicorns. Oh well. Unicorns. Oh, what does it say? No servers currently available. Ah. I really don't want to be coding it again. And I don't believe that this is going to work the way that I intend it to. It's now changed some crap. And so it changed the method of checking for apps. Well, let's see what it does. Where is it caching these? It's the same problem. This actually might work. If this works, then happy days. I've never used this method before. Well, it's not the store wraps though, it's everything that's taking the piss now, because none of this is fucking working. We're going to compile this and we're going to find out that none of the fucking other stuff seems to be fucking showing. So how was it win list? Well, what? Yeah, here we go. None of these applications are installed. Hyper-V is installed, so that's correct. What I wanted to show was the ultimate performance mode. So that basically activates a certain mode that normal people wouldn't understand. And then we go to control panel and we can select this mode from security, power options, and then we've got the additional ultra performance. So this basically turns your PC into the max settings it could ever have possible. It's pretty handy because I use a desktop PC, so it makes sense to do that. Then we've got options to install things like OBS, Metal, Rockstar, Steam. So if I was to install Metal, Steam, sorry, will work. I will obviously need to update the Metal link. Just install Steam quick, prove that works. Is it running on the computer? No, it's not. There are some things that need to be updated, of course. We'll reload that, see where we get to. Steam was not. It's not running. Steam is not running. I don't have Steam on here. Oh, that seems to be an issue with the Steam client. Okay, whatever. Rockstar Launcher, let's try that. That should work. A lot of these things need to be tested. Trial and error. This is like literally version 1 made today. So I will be moving on to making this better for what I need. So we've got the Rockstar launcher. Just install that quick. Shouldn't take too long. Yep. Rockstar launcher is updating. I don't know why it's not updating the stuff. So Rockstar launcher now is installed. Also you can install these applications, so we're going to go with WhatsApp. This might take a second because Winget is taking the absolute mick. Obviously. Right, so now we've obviously got Rockstar launcher. It's pretty niche. You see, it's like there's probably 1,000 other tools that do the same job, but this is mainly just for me. It's just a fun project, ain't it? WhatsApp is now installed, so yep, we can use WhatsApp. Very nice. So yeah, all of these tools install fine. I just want to prove that, like, maybe the hidden files. So go to users, Aaron. They would normally be like updated here. So if we go back to this and we trigger the hidden files, it's going to restart Explorer. We can close that because we don't need that, and we don't need that. Open this back up like this because obviously it restarted it. We've got some hidden files here, but also if we go to the users directory where I just showed, then we've got app data, which is where some of the applications get put, like Rockstar Games Launcher gets put here, or some of the files. Medal actually gets put here. Opera GX is actually here. I'd say that we can try and try and get a middle link. Middle. We'll just basically shove some stuff at it and get it to work. See if we can fix middle quick. And then probably call it a night. This is probably going to be the end of it tonight. I don't know what else to say. Everything does work. We can even install Telegram just for the fun of it to prove it. The ultimate performance mode will disappear once we reopen it. That's something I want to fix as well. I want to add some more stuff here. Yeah, I'm building it slowly but surely, adding some of the things that I believe is suitable for myself and others. So now Telegram's installed. This is kind of helps. I don't have to go to the Windows Store and say, yeah, right, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. I could just do it here. It's kind of like a Windows toolbox, which is essentially what I originally made, but kind of this one is for myself. I wanted to make something called Claude Codex, which essentially has like a load of different tools that I make in one. Be pretty cool to make, but then that would itself take a lot of coding. That's why I haven't made it. I don't know if you knew that you could get a Battle.net from the Microsoft Store. I actually forgot to put Facebook in this list of applications, so that would be another one that I could add maybe tomorrow. FX Sound is a pretty good tool. That doesn't work, so I need to do that. FileZilla doesn't work for some reason. What about OBS? OBS don't work, so I have to try and get all of these different links updated, I guess. I could basically download them and come here and copy download link like this. Copy download address and just put the download address in the tool. I'm pretty sure that's the easiest way to do it. At least for now the Microsoft Store apps work. A majority of these work. I obviously need to test them. So I'm doing a lot of tests. I will add more. Please give me some time. I'll do this little test of this, fix that it's added, and I'm probably just going to leave it there. Might do like an hour's worth of work on it in the background. Setup tool. What a load of crap. How is it telling it? Oh, no, the middle link doesn't work. I'll probably just update these links quick. Well, we've got Steam to test, which clearly I reckon hasn't been fixed. Oh! Okay, so Steam's now been fixed. That's pretty cool. OBS, Medal, FileZilla doesn't work. C++ does work. This is mainly for tools, games should I say, so yeah. Copy link address. WinRAR should work, but I don't know. Oh. if we put that link in the browser, OBS. That link might have to be updated every now and again, but for now that'll do. Thanks OBS. OBS. So we've got Medal, we've got OBS. Steam now works, which is pretty cool. WinRAR, I'm not too sure if that's going to work. FileZilla obviously doesn't work, so we need to do that. Trial and error, you know. Human trial and error. We've got to manually do it ourselves because the bot is obviously stuck in a time where these files were under a different link. So we've got the OBS link and the files and the link. I hope OverGX works because I haven't tested that yet. We don't care about that at the moment. Yeah. FX Sound is a pretty cool tool that I use to basically just make music better in a way. So we download that. I find that the Windows Microsoft Store version doesn't really work well. Where I remove Edge, some things just don't like to work. So I tend to just use the online version because it doesn't really require the Edge, Microsoft Edge to be installed, since some of the Microsoft apps are built around Edge, which I don't use. Ooh, that's a good download, isn't it? GitHub. Oh, is that FileZilla? Right, that is. Is the FX Sound? Oh my god. From GitHub? Wow, I don't even think that's going to work. It's worth a try. That is not going to work. No way, the link's way too big. FileZilla. Save. I think that is going to work in the slides. Compile's alright. Put it over. Ooh. Should we try that FX Sound first? Ooh. Medal's quite a big download, I think. And it likes to fucking just turn off and on every time it wants to close, it opens, it closes. What the fuck is going on with Medal at the moment? I don't know. I use it, but it is just fucking annoying. It's one of the most annoying applications I've got on my system. I'm halfway through a game and it decides to fucking reopen. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Okay, that seems to work. I don't think we updated the OBS link though. Oh, we did. So let's try OBS. I think this is going to conclude my video for today. Obviously, FileZilla is not installing. I need to test Opera GX and obviously WinRAR. This can be close to that, I think that will conclude my thing today. Obviously, need to somehow get that sorted again. But for the most part, it does obviously work. So let's get the GitHub repository updated, and I'm gonna hit the sack jack. Hit the sack. And go to sleep. Don't you come back no more. Oh, nice, OBS installs fine. So what, so 3 more things to fix. I'll probably do the GitHub freebie when the whole tool works, but for now I think it's time to just leave it as it is. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I'm officially done. OBS seems to have installed. Why is it being installed incorrectly? I think we'll just verify that. So we need to fix FileZilla and test WinRAR Opera GX and also fix this. Well, FileZilla, FX Sound, test Opera GX and WinRAR, and also we need to fix this so that it can test that. And the application obviously might become unresponsive at some point during the process. But yeah, thank you for watching. I just thought I'd show you some of the stuff I've done in the background. Hope you're having a good day or night, whatever time it is when you've watched this video.